I just had this thought, man, I'm gonna have to get better at this because the whole thing is that I can push record as soon as I have the thought, and yet I get flustered on that, and now I forget. But give me a second, and I'm positive I'll get back to where I was. Just give me a second. It's not like I'm gonna have to publish this, but maybe, man, there was a good point in it. Sundays, thoughts. Oh, that's it. So this thing I talk about, the thing that causes so much chaos and anger and all that. Man, I had 2.5 years sitting in a jail cell to just really study it. Couldn't get away from it. And it was great. Honestly. Best. Most productive 2.5 years of my life. Aside from maybe my last semester at A&M Corpus. But, yeah, and I understand I got to figure out how to do this quicker. I get it. And I've been working on it. One picture, like less tighter than a meme. Better than, well, don't get me started, but, E equals MC squared. And yet, what does that mean to anybody? It's gibberish. As Chris Blanton would say, mumbo jumbo. Doesn't make sense to him, so hell, it probably just doesn't even make any sense. Those danged academics with their So the thing is, if you can learn to be quiet, and I think it helps to see the light, because then you're getting this connection between a focus on what you're seeing, and it's like when you're in real turmoil, when you got a lot of forces coming at you, different angles, that light, it seems to be that way. That's what you see right here. If your eyes are closed, you see it in the lights with kind of a black background. And if your eyes are open, you still see it, but the background is space around you. And so this thing, it's an interface that's going on in here. A good thing, not an illness, not a developmental disability or something like that. No, man. That's what's sad about it. It's like I worked real hard. I'm working really hard at in a lot of ways. The only reason it's not a gift is because people hate you for it. They lock you up for it. They call you sick. They discredit you. Everything else is a gift. It is undoubtedly the treasure that Jesus spoke of, that the man found in the field, and then he went and sold everything that he had to buy that field. It's that. And so it does have to do with how, sitting here, even though everybody else is doing other things out in this universe, Alexander Solzhenitsyn, he says this one thing in the Gulag Archipelago right at the beginning. He says, every man is the center of his own universe. And then it goes on to say, until that day when they arrest you unlawfully, as they did to him. But up to that point, every man is the center of his own universe. It's just the way we are. But there's this thing about the kingdom of heaven. New thought, energy, what it is, oneness, everything every religion's ever been about, kind of making all the good parts that were right, and parts that, why even argue about it? Just look at the good stuff. And you know, really it is, man. You Christians who want to fight, say, Islam, for example, you're never going to win the way you're doing it. The way to do it would be to say, hey, y'all are saying the same thing we're saying. They'd be like, no, we're not saying the same thing. You say, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You are saying the same thing. I'm a Muslim too, you know. You're a Christian. I'm never a Christian, you know. Well, I mean, you're as good as the Christians. You do the same thing that the Christians do. You hate for the same reasons, differences. Instead of seeing the similarities, you argue about the differences. How much better. You see what I mean? Like the smart guy, he infiltrates them. He just goes in and takes them over. Because they're like more than half of the world's religion. That is, I mean, there's that, and then, you know, as it's always been, that's what religion is. It's, as much as you want to claim separation, man, that's politics. That is what religion is. Because otherwise, why in the hell would you need it? Any more than you would government or, you know. What do you get from what the Christians do? Go to church, look up verses, talk about them, something you could do at home, get a preachers. I mean, it's valuable, it's nice, you know, but like, if it wasn't separate, if it wasn't only a Sunday morning type of thing, and then everything else all the rest of the time, if it was all together, and in the same way, good, like church good, but like respectful good of other, you know, a little broader, intelligent, open, loving type of point of view. You know, who do these Christians really think that they are? But thank goodness, I mean, they're right, you know. I was just, whatever verse I was thinking of earlier today, I was like, man, that's one that the preacher never talks about. There's a lot of those when it comes to Jesus' teachings. And, I mean, in my experience, preachers generally, the ones I've seen, spend a lot more time over in Paul's writings, things that Paul said. And man, I mean, I get it a little better now, because once you start making fun of a thing, you know, being a big, trying not to cross sacred bounds and things, but man, the way Paul wrote, there's some things in like Thessalonians and Galatians. I'd like to pull it out now, but it's funny to me. I mean, you see what they're doing. They will preach this in a church, and I'm like, that's a complicated sentence to the most insane sentence maker that there is. Like, way to go, Paul. I mean, I appreciate that type crap, but man, you get a preacher in a church who preaches this to kids, and it's like, there's no way. I mean, the cool thing is, like, there's a way to see through it to where you're like, oh, okay, you know. But geez, man, as somebody who gets persecuted for the way I word things, man, Paul, let me just prove what I'm saying here. Try to do something else. What else did I strike this thing up to talk about? I thought about this picture a lot. While I was locked up, I grew up with this Bible. Got it in 1984. So, good to see this again. It's falling apart on me. I need to either put it away or get it rebound or something. And there's Galatians. Well, for now we live, if ye stand fast in the Lord. 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 8. For now we live, if ye stand fast in the Lord. I didn't know that one. There's a lot of good things in Paul's writings. And if we stand fast in the Lord. So we live in this world where, you know, like out in the business world, out in the other 6.5 days of the week, the Lord doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? You can say it does, but I mean, even look here, right? At the courts, 220th District Court, 2.5 years locked up, no trial. It's one of the commandments. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. It's a sin. It's illegal. It's unconstitutional. Flat out. There's no question. And it's just weird that people, I mean, is it the color of my skin? Why does this not qualify as an injustice that requires I see it like, is everybody like, yeah, what world did you think you lived in? And I'm like, I know it keeps happening to me, but I keep living in this world where it's like, man, people take up for each other, you know, and believe in the truth and tell the truth. And, you know, like that thing when you were a kid. God stuff, you know? Nobody, we'll get to that when we die.